What's up? Harriet here. So yeah, as a, what about my reaction about the AEW All In backstage footage? Well, I didn't upload a video, so if those who caught a glimpse on that video that I posted earlier, before it got taken down by AEW themselves, well, yeah, I'm pretty much disappointed. I don't know, really upset about the situation here. And from what I've heard, they barely even crack a million. I mean, the viewership went up. Don't get me wrong. If I watch, the viewership goes up. Okay, I rarely even watch AEW. I watch AEW on a crack stream. So yeah, there's no AEW in the Philippines yet. But I just want to say something that beginning to cross my mind, and it's how they woven this all in backstage footage into a storyline. So it's kind of a bit of a reach. So if I understand this correctly, the Young Bucks accuses FDR to be the mastermind of their good friend CM Punk attacking Jack Perry. So they can sabotage. So CM Punk can sabotage the show, and the Young Bucks couldn't prepare for their match at All In last year because they were facing FTR, and this led to FTR when they offered a handshake. The Young Bucks declined. Yeah, I guess I got the gist of it, but it's really a stretch. It's it's a stretch that Mr. Fantastic can't even reach. Yeah, it's a forced storyline. And from what I'm also hearing, it wasn't the Young Bucks' idea that they will air the footage. It was Tony Khan, and it is beginning to sound like a Tony Khan petty fest. Okay, then we got the next segment in Dynamite. I only read this, but I only read this out because I just closed the tab of the crack streams I'm watching AEW at. So from what I heard, Will Ospreay was taking a shot at Triple H because of Triple H's comment at the Pat McAfee show about some new talent doesn't want the grind in the WWE, and Triple H is glad that he didn't hire said talent. Okay, I'll be quite frank with all of you. Even though there were no names being stated, it's Will Ospreay. I mean, it could be Kazuchika Okada. I mean, could also be Mercedes Moné. I mean, what has been Mercedes doing for the past 3 weeks after her debut? Nothing. Her match will be on Double or Nothing, but she's not doing anything as of late. She's being compared to Jade Cargill on her debut, and God forbid, Jade Cargill is very, very green. I have been a Jade Cargill critic since the start. I'm not really impressed with her in her AEW run, WWE. They're gonna have a tough time developing her. So she took like 4 to 6 months training. She debuted at the Royal Rumble, and then took another rest period. Then she debuted at SmackDown, WrestleMania, and she only does squash matches. Yeah, she's the next Goldberg. She's the female Goldberg. If Goldberg was upset because Asuka took away his streak, maybe Goldberg will cream his pants if Jade would end up beating Asuka's streak. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's what happened to Mercedes. She's not doing, and the injury angle doesn't help either. It's not like she's gonna wrestle. Okay, yeah. So Will Ospreay took a shot at Triple H, saying that Triple H grinded the boss's daughter. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's an old joke. But by this time, I bet Triple H is unfazed by those shots, you know? Triple H is like, what, 50? Nearing 60? I think it's 50. Yeah. For, and how many years has he been married to Steph? So he had a child with Steph 2006. I believe they married 2003. So that's like 21 years. It's almost 21 years that these two are married. So I'm pretty sure Triple H has outgrew those grinded the boss's daughter jokes, you know? Yeah. Oh, what about the weekend of WrestleMania? WWE has been taking a shot at AEW. First of all, WWE has been awfully quiet for all this time. It was AEW that keeps on taking shots at WWE. They've just been quiet. I mean, when was the last time WWE directly took a shot at AEW? Was it Sami Zayn? And that was when AEW was very new. AEW does it all the time. And when WWE does it, it's on a podcast. It's on an interview. They were asked a question. Of course, they will answer. You know who can't answer on a podcast? Tony Khan. So that's why Tony Khan is allotting resources, taking a shot at the rival company, using valuable TV time on Dynamite. Because Tony Khan is a horrible guest on podcasts. All he talks about is how good All In Wembley was, how good the attendance was, everything's great. He's just promoting. He is dodging questions left and right, and he has this huge wall of text that markets AEW. That's all he does. He's a bad podcast guest. If I had a podcast, I would even dare to have Tony Khan as my guest. Because I'm gonna get nothing. Now, if Tony Khan has the balls to be at a podcast where he doesn't dodge questions, well, yeah, it's gonna be the same as how Triple H does it. You know, it's just that unfortunately Tony doesn't have the balls to do it, so that's why he does it indirectly at and wasting valuable TV time. Because it really, even Tony Schiavone is disappointed at what transpired at Dynamite. Yeah. So about the footage, it's basically what CM Punk said, except for the fact that CM Punk did not mention that he shoved Jack Perry. It's a shove. He used two hands. Those aren't punches. It was a shove. And I don't care if Punk was provoked or Punk shoved first. Punk was in the wrong. Okay, you should not physically hurt your co-worker. But enough said. Does the footage make me a fan of Punk? Does the footage make me a hater of Punk if I am already at that status? No, it doesn't change my belief, my stance on CM Punk. Okay? But what it does prove is Punk was telling the part of what Punk said at Ariel Helwani's podcast was true. He just didn't mention the shove. It was at the heat of the moment. He was asking questions. Of course, he won't recall everything that has transpired during Brawl In. Yeah. So yeah, it just made Punk more correct. But will it change my everyone's perspective? No. Will it make me or everyone tuned in, new viewers like me or returning viewers like me, go back next week to Dynamite and watch Claudio versus who's Claudio's opponent? Okada? Claudio versus Okada? I think it's Okada. I don't know. Oh wait, it's Claudio versus Will Ospreay. Yeah, you look it up. Will it make me watch Claudio versus Will Ospreay next week? Probably not. I'm a Triple H guy. You take a shot at God, then you're doing something wrong. You have burned bridges, Ospreay. You're not gonna come. You're not gonna go to the WWE. Stick with your family in London, and your petty grind set mentality. For those who saying Triple H got to the top by grinding the boss's daughter, aha. Let's see. Let's go back to the timeline. Triple H got the push in 1996. for the curtain call, and he went back up to the upper mid card in 1998 and the main event in 1999. The McMahon Helmsley faction storyline was at the peak at the year 2000. Okay, it started at December 1999 at Armageddon, but it's already the end of the year. So I'm saying the prime of the McMahon Helmsley regime is 2000. So yeah, and legitimately Triple H was grinding the boss's daughter after that, 2002, and that's where they broke up on the screen. Triple H was already at the main event. The main event of WrestleMania 2000 and WrestleMania X8 before he officially before he and Stephanie officially became an item. So I just disproved it. You know, of course, if Triple H didn't marry Stephanie, then there wouldn't be any new era in the WWE. So there's that. Again, Tony Khan is a clown. Yeah, CM Punk was right.